Okay, this is part 8 of the interview with Harry Anthony for the Columbia University Archives. So, Dad, did Pierre Jeanneret or Charlotte Perriand ever show up in the office when you were there? And if so, what was your impression of their relationship with Le Corbusier at that time?
About Jeanneret, I never saw him. I never met him. I don't know when he was coming, if he came at all. I know he and Le Corbusier worked together on some projects before I joined the atelier. So I don't know. I think that there was some distance put between them professionally when Le Corbusier's reputation started going up and Jeanneret stayed more or less in a horizontal location. But I don't know. About Charlotte
Perriand.
Perriand, let me
Perriand.
see her. Charlotte Perriand. Yes, I know, I see her in front of me. Charlotte Perriand was a very, very frequent visitor. In fact, she was a very good friend of Le Corbusier. She was our furniture lady. Anytime Le Corbusier wanted to put furniture somewhere, she would come there and help. She had an excellent design ability about furniture. You could call her, she was an interior decorator, but we never called her like this. She was in excellent friendly relations with Le Corbusier. Le Corbusier gave great value and respect to her opinions, and anytime he had to use furniture in some of these buildings, she was always the one to come and advise him and even provide the furniture. So, other than that, Le Corbusier was a famous man. A lot of other famous people were coming into the office back and forth, but we saw them coming in. We met some of them, but not all. But they were all, Fernand Léger and Picasso and, there were people who were known artists, painters, who were coming in for different reasons. There were also engineers, because very good engineers, civil engineers, because Le Corbusier's buildings with these huge columns, he wanted them to be lifted up from the ground on columns which he called pilotis, sur pilotis, because he wanted the space to pass under the buildings. He wanted the buildings not to interrupt the space, the park. The city was to be a set of skyscrapers in a park, and the park should not be interrupted by the big slabs of buildings. He raised them, therefore, on big, very massive pilotis, and they passed. People walked underneath. Or he had some paths in the park that will come here, and here you pass under a building, and you go there, and you go again the park and another building. So, in fact, he was so strong in his opinion about greenery in the city that he put also at the top of his buildings another park. In other words, he provided the city with 105% of green space, of open space, as when he started. He had the entire park, but then the buildings he built covered a little part with the pilotis only, and then you took the elevator, you went to the roof, and then you got there. The kids were playing there. He had very high pilotis, parapets, and then it was another open space. The, so therefore, the engineers were people whom he respected very much. In fact, he was making some sketches on the influence of engineers and architects. He had a drawing that he put with diagonal. This part of the engineers, they go with the laws of physics and all that, and the architects who have the feelings and beauty and so on. And then he put them there, he showed it quite often. So that's it.
Okay, that concludes part 8 of the interview with Harry Anthony for the Columbia
I like
University
to identify some of these
Archives.
people.
Yes, we'll get to that next.